5 biggest chiller manufacturers in the world. You may know that there are many prestigious buildings or projects that have been served by chillers made by Midea. But have you ever wondered how these chillers are actually made? Midea has 2 chiller bases located in Chongqing, China and Feltre, Italy. The annual production capacity for the centrifugal chiller is over 2,000 units. A screw chiller is over 6,000 units. Let's travel to Midea Chongqing chiller base to get an insight on everything that happens to make chillers.
In 2004, together with Chongqing General Industrial Group Co. Limited, Midea established Midea Chongqing Chiller Factory. Thus, fully entered the large tonnage central air conditioning. Midea Chongqing Chiller Factory has a military industrial background, with more than 50 years experience in R&D and in manufacturing centrifugal chillers. It has carried out technical cooperation with Hitachi in Japan in the 80s and York in the United States in the 90s, integrating the advanced centrifugal technology domestic and international. After the establishment of Midea Chongqing Chiller Factory, Midea invested a lot of capitals and resources in large tonnage chillers. From technology introduction to independent innovation, Midea continues to break through the HVAC industrial technical barriers. In 2013, Midea launched ultra-high efficiency 2-stage centrifugal chillers, leading the COP of centrifugal chillers into the 7.0 era. In 2015, Midea launched inverter direct drive centrifugal chiller, breaking through the energy efficiency barrier of the small cooling section. In 2016, Midea acquired the famous Italian chiller manufacturer Tولید, thus expanded its chiller bases to global. In 2019, Midea launched a fully self-developed magnetic centrifugal chillers, breaking the history of core technology monopolized by foreign HVAC manufacturers. So far, Midea Chongqing Chiller Factory is one of the largest chiller production bases in China, with about 800 employees. There are 5 workshops covering an area of 200,000 square meters, which mainly produces centrifugal, screw chillers and used as warehouse. Midea insists on independent R&D and manufacturing of core components. It masters core technologies and creates cost-effective products for users. This screw compressor features an advanced industrial third-generation 526T twin-rotor screw compressor. Its screw rotor has been optimized by GHH Germany and patented in China, Europe, USA, and Japan. With low noise, low vibration, high quality, and high efficiency. Compared to the single-rotor screw compressor, it has no clearance loss, high volumetric efficiency, low operating noise, and fewer wearing parts. The twin-rotor screw compressors increase energy efficiency by 15 to 20% compared to the single-rotor screw compressors. The compressor is equipped with a 3-stage oil separator featuring high separation efficiency, small pressure drop, and a low oil throwing rate. One of the highlights of Midea's self-developed inverter direct drive centrifugal compressor and the magnetic centrifugal compressor is the structural design. The 2-stage impeller arranges according to the Midea's unique horizontally back-to-back design and is opposed horizontally, which reduces axial force by more than 90% compared to the traditional tandem design. With longer bearing life, better stability, and higher compressor efficiency. With the dual control of operating frequency and the pre-rotation inlet guide vane, it achieves a wider operating range of the compressor. The inverter direct drive centrifugal chiller adopts direct drive technology, eliminating the increasing gear of traditional compressor. With a compact structure and stable operation, it reduces mechanical loss by 4%. No gear high-speed motion, which reduces the noise of chiller 5 to 10 dBA. Meanwhile, the accuracy of the operation frequency control is up to 0.1 Hz, which can precisely manage the refrigerant flow and improve the control accuracy of water temperature. It also combined with the built-in optimization algorithm, keeping the compressor running efficiently. The frequency control of the magnetic centrifugal chiller uses an advanced vector control algorithm and is combined with Midea's self-developed permanent magnetic synchronous motor. Thus achieves a more efficient speed control, making energy regulation more accurate and operating more efficient. Most of the traditional evaporators are flooded type, with a large refrigerant charge and limited evaporation efficiency. Midea's pioneered full-filling film evaporation technology saves about 40% of the refrigerant compared to the traditional flooded type, which makes it advantageous in both energy saving and environmental protection. Refrigerant is sprayed to form a liquid form on the surface of the high-efficiency heat exchanger tube in full-filling film evaporator. The heat transfer efficiency is greatly enhanced by about 30% compared with the traditional full liquid type. This holographic projection shows the application of Midea's technical solution for high-efficiency machine room at Tianhe Park Metro Station in Guangzhou, China, which is the largest metro station in Asia and is a transfer station for 3 lines. In this project, Midea applied 4 high-efficiency inverter direct drive centrifugal chillers, 4 inverter chilled water pumps, 4 inverter cooling water pumps, and 4 cooling towers, and modular AHUs, FCUs with big temperature difference and low resistance. Midea HVAC engineers also optimized all the water pipeline connections to reduce pipeline resistance by increasing pipe diameters and using low-resistance valve components. The project uses Midea BMS for all-round intelligent management of the chillers and the terminals, as well as the control system. This project has raised the energy efficiency level of China's rail transportation environmental monitoring system to an unprecedented new level, significantly improved the whole life cycle operation efficiency, and driving the technical progress of the whole industry, with a comprehensive energy efficiency of over 6.0 throughout the year.
Midea has more than 50 years of experience in developing and manufacturing centrifugal chillers. In 2021, there will be more than 1,000 centrifugal chillers produced by Midea to provide comfortable environments for different projects around the world.
美的始终坚持品质是企业的生命线，对每一个关键零部件都进行了严格的检验，从源头确保了产品的高品质。
Different grades of steel plates will be cut or perforated depending on the pressure vessel code. This process will be automatically identified by the equipment according to the program instructions, and the cutting accuracy will be as close as 1 millimeter. This is needed to carry out shot blasting treatment on the steel plates. In order to obtain better welding quality, the high-speed, repeated impact of shot blasting is used to clean the stains and the rust on the surface of the steel plates. After shot blasting, the steel plate will be then rolled into a cylinder under the great pressure of the plate rolling machine. This ordinary steel plate begins to now have the rudiment of the pressure vessel. It will be further formed in the automatic submerged arc welding machine. All welds will be non-destructive and inspected to ensure weld quality.
Now we are in the compressor manufacturing center. All the key parts, like the volute, return channel, motor shell, are all machined here. We have various machines from world-leading equipment companies like Doshan, Compro, Mazak, etc. The grade of tolerance could reach IT04. The surface roughness can reach 0.8 in order to guarantee the assembly accuracy we have adopted the advanced coordinate measuring machine from the German company Zeiss to measure and analyze the size and the shape of key components like gears, motor shafts, impellers, bearings, sealing parts, etc. The measurement accuracy can reach 0.001 millimeter, which ensures the manufacturing of high-quality products. Then the welded pressure cylinder will be transferred here. First, the inner parts like the falling film distributor or the supporting parts will be installed, and the two ends will be sealed with tuber sheet. There are a large amount of heat needs to be dissipated during the welding process to prevent thermal deformation. So the welding tooling invented by Midea engineers has been adopted. Such small but very useful innovations could be found everywhere in our plant.
Next, the copper tubes will be installed and then expanded at both ends to ensure the reliable interference fit between the copper tubes and the tube sheets. After the vessels are manufactured, the water pressure testing will be conducted at a higher pressure to ensure there's no vessel leakage. The testing pressure value varies with the pressure vessel model. Take the ASME code, for example. This vessel will be tested under 1.43 times the design pressure. As for the compressor, the pressure-bearing parts will go through a hydrostatic test with 1.5 times the design pressure. After the assembly, the whole compressor will be tested again with 1.2 times design pressure to ensure its airtightness. On the final assembly line, the vessel's compressors and pipelines will be assembled together. All the outsourced key components of the chillers are supplied by the leading suppliers in the HVAC industry, like Danfoss, Siemens, and Schneider.
在组装完成后，我们将对整机进行第一次检漏。检测人员将冲入 1.15 倍机组设计压力的氮气，使用高精度检漏仪对每一个焊缝以及密封面进行检测，确保没泄漏后，再冲入制冷剂，然后进行炉检，确保泄漏量小于等于每年2克。重庆工厂一共有11个水冷试验台和1个压缩机试验台，测试能力覆盖50冷吨到4000冷吨，测试电压覆盖380伏到11000伏之间，包含全部常见的电压规格，可测试蒸发温度-20到40摄氏度，冷凝温度25到80摄氏度的超宽工况。工厂生产的每台机组都会通过功能检验、性能测试等多重检验，确保到市场的每一台机器都满足客户的需求。
This chiller laboratory, with a testing capacity of up to 4,000 RT, adopts industry-leading measurement and control technologies. It can be used for the super large tonnage chillers. After strict quality inspection and testing, the chiller will be painted. The evaporator, suction pipe, and other low-temperature parts will be insulated. Then, the centrifugal chiller is ready for shipment and be delivered to the customer. Now we are in the workshop, which specializes in producing screw chillers, both water-cooled and air-cooled chillers. It is composed of 4 parts: blank and cold working area, container assembly area, unit assembly area, and thermal insulation packaging area. The annual capacity of screw chillers is 4,500. At present, Midea has become a leading brand of screw chillers. Whether it is water-cooled screw chillers or air-cooled screw chillers, the sales volume has been ranked first in Chinese brands for many years. Screw chillers are widely used because of their unique characteristics. The global market volume of screw chillers is over 50,000 units every year. Let's look around the producing process of water-cooled screw chillers firstly. Here's the inventory area of screw compressors. These compressors are specifically supplied to Midea based on Midea design requirements. These compressors are 100% inspected before they are used. Making a screw chiller starts from cutting the steel plates with a plasma cutter according to its specific vessel size. It is needed to carry out shot blasting treatment on the steel plates. In order to obtain better welding quality, the high-speed repeated impact of shot blasting is used to clean the stains and rust on the surface of the steel plates. After shot blasting, the steel plates will be rolled into a cylinder under the great pressure of the plate rolling machine. This ordinary steel plate begins to have the rudiment of the pressure vessel. The fixed support ensures that the shell will not deform due to thermal expansion or cold contraction during welding.
The rudiment of pressure cooler will be further formed in the automatic submerged arc welding machine. Then all these coolers will be actually inspected to make sure each cooler will be qualified. Painting is necessary to protect the shell from corrosion. The thickness of the painting must meet the requirements of the related standards.
The tube support plate is to enforce the strength of the tubes in the vessels. The tubes are then cut to different sizes and await the next process. The vessel and other parts are all coming together now. The special copper tubes are inserted and the baffle is completed. End plates are installed with one side being closed and the other with a cell head attached.
After the coolers are manufactured, pressure test will be conducted at a higher pressure to ensure there is no any leakage. The value of testing pressure varies with the cooler model. Take the ASME standard for example. The coolers will be tested under 1.43 times of the design pressure. As for the compressor, the pressure bearing parts will go through a hydrostatic test with 1.5 times of design pressure. After the assembly, the whole compressor will be tested again with 1.2 times design pressure to ensure its air tightness.
The evaporator and condenser are then bolted together. Copper tubing is installed and is in place, forming an airtight fit, which is tested by inserting nitrogen and checked with the nitrogen sniffer for leaks. Here's the assembly of the electrical control box. The PCB is made by Midea, with the other key components, like the contractor, the relay, they are outsourced from ABB, Schneider, or Siemens.
Now let's come to the final assembly line. The compressor is installed. The flange and discharge pipes are fabricated and welded into place. Copper pipes connect the evaporator, the condenser, sensors, valves, and power cables are wired to the control box. After the assembly is finished, we will carry out the first leak detection of the whole chiller. The tester will fill the nitrogen of 1.5 megapascal to use the high precision leak detector to detect each welding point and the flange to ensure there is no leakage. Then the refrigerant will be charged and the halogen gas leak test will be carried out to ensure the leakage value is less than 2 grams per year. Next, unit comes to online lab, which is AHRI certified. It can simulate different working conditions based on client demands. Testing dates of each unit will be recorded into database, which can be traced by mass code.
The unit will then be cleaned, dried, and painted. The last step is the installation. Now, the unit is ready for shipment. Let's see how Midea make air-cooled screw chillers. In fact, the main difference between air-cooled screw chillers and water-cooled screw chillers is the condenser. As the condenser uses the air to cool the refrigerant, at the same capacity, the size of the air-cooled chiller will be much bigger than the water-cooled chiller. Here's the start of how we make the air-cooled screw chiller. We can see how the coil is made. These special copper pipes will put these aluminum foil together.
只有铜管和铝箔紧密结合，散热片才能更好的散热。这一过程必须处理得当。焊接工艺非常重要，工厂每年都会花费大量的资源来培训和提高这些专业焊工的焊接技能。每个换热器盘管在进入下一道工序前，都需要进行泄漏试验。
Now, these pieces of core are welded together to form a big heat exchanger. The last step is to assemble the fan. Then the condenser is ready. The whole assembly process of an air-cooled screw chiller is the same as a water-cooled screw chiller.
当所有工作都完成后，需要对整个机组进行泄漏检查，确保每一个焊口都没泄漏。检漏后，机组冲入制冷剂进行在线性能测试。本实验室也通过了 AHI 认证，可为机组提供不同的工况。所有测试数据保存在工厂测试数据库中，并可通过 MES 代码进行跟踪。
When the test is completed, the unit will then be cleaned, dried, insulated, and packed. Now the air chiller is ready for shipment.
As information technology evolves, there are more and more possibilities to improve our factory processes and operation speed. So we have carried out a manufacturing information management system 2 years ago. It helps us to understand the production process better with more data, and we can get messages in real time. Once something unexpected happens during our production and logistics processes. Getting benefits from this, we make production flow smoothly and faster, leading to a higher productivity. We can also monitor our factory energy consumption every single hour. In this way, we believe we can offer better products and services to our global customers.
These large units are shipped all over the world, so they are carefully created, shrink-wrapped, and labeled. Every unit that leaves this factory floor is proudly labeled with the words, "Made in Midea, Chongqing Chiller Factory."